Let's talk about how to sell as close to the top as possible and cash out before the next bear market. I'm going to tell you what I plan on doing and how you can formulate your own exit strategy. Let's get into it. To sell at the top, we have to time the market cycle. This is the 4-year cycle that you've probably heard about before. It begins with a halving. This was in 2012. After the halving, we got a bull market, then it peaked, and then we entered a bear market where the price of Bitcoin crashed by like 85% or 90%. Then 4 years later, we began a new market cycle, peaked out, and then it crashed by 80% again. Then in 2020, we got a new halving, got a new bull market, peaked out, then we crashed by like 75%. We just had a halving in 2024. We're likely going to peak in 2025 and then enter a new bear market and crash by like 70%. So we want to exit before we enter the next bear market. That's the goal. So how do we do that? Because price predictions are worthless. We saw that in the last cycle. When we were around here, everyone knew that Bitcoin was going to $100,000. But the prophecy never came true, and most people either lost a whole lot of money or they held their bags through the entire bear market, hoping and praying for a new bull market. And the bull market is finally here, so let's not repeat the same mistakes and base our exit strategy on price targets. Let's use a more dynamic exit strategy and focus on indicators. Indicators are by far the best way to plan your exit. Let me show you how crazy accurate some of these indicators can be and how easy they are to use. This is the pi cycle top and bottom indicator. It's based on two moving averages. We have the green line and the orange line. The purple line tells us the distance between those moving averages, because whenever these moving averages touch, the peak is in. That's the top of the bull market. Sounds too easy, but it's actually true. Here's 2021. This is the peak of the bull market. This is when the moving averages touch. And this is when the purple line hits 1, which means that the moving averages touch. It's within 5 days. It's insane. Then we have 2017. This is when the price peaked. And this is when the moving averages touch. Again, within 5 days of the peak. It's insane. Then we have 2014. This is when the price peaked. This is also when the moving averages touched. And then we have the peak of 2013. Again, when the purple line hits 1 and the moving averages touch each other. It's insane how accurate this indicator is. So this is a regression analysis of the monthly closing price of Bitcoin. The blue line in the middle, that's the actual model, that's the prediction. And the green line, that's the best case scenario price. And the bottom line is the worst case scenario. They're just fitted to the tops and bottoms of the market cycles. And this model predicts that we're going to enter 2025 at 59K. And if we peak in 2025, the best case price is between 163,000 and 202,000. And if we bottom out in 2026, between 45 and 60K. And we also have social indicators, actually. This chart shows the amount of new weekly YouTube views for influencers. So you can see the biggest names on YouTube right here. And I'm kind of sad that my name isn't there. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me make this list. Anyways, back in 2021, we saw that YouTubers got roughly 12-13 million views every week. Now they're getting like maybe 2 million views per week. So no one really cares about Bitcoin and crypto at the moment. And that's a good sign. It means that we're still early. Because at the late stages of the bull market, the interest in crypto just explodes. Everybody cares about Bitcoin all of a sudden. Or not all of a sudden, it's because the price is going up. But everybody wants to learn about crypto. Everybody wants to learn about Bitcoin. And then we see these huge spikes in interest. This is a great indicator to include in your exit strategy because you want different kinds of indicators. We have looked at technical indicators. We have looked at fundamental or math indicators, if you will, and social indicators. This is an indicator that I built myself. This is just an aggregation of 7 other indicators. These 3 that I just showed you and 4 others as well. So this is what I personally use in my exit strategy. The next question is, how do you actually use these indicators? Should you just wait until they flash, this is the peak, and then you sell everything, or do you sell gradually at different points? What I do Number one, you have to find the indicators, of course. And you can use the indicators I just showed you, or you can find some others. And then you have to decide at what levels are you going to sell at. And finally, you have to figure out how much you're going to sell at each of these levels. This is an example using the pi cycle top. Initially, we might sell 20% when the pi cycle top reaches 70 out of 100. And why not wait until it's at 100 out of 100? You're missing out on gains. Well, it's just too risky. If you hold everything until it's at 100 out of 100, or at least that's your plan, and then it reaches 99 out of 100, and then you have to ride the wave back down and not realize any profits, you are going to hate yourself. So please don't do that. You have to take some profits along the way. At least that's what I'm doing. So what does it mean, 70 out of 100? Let's just be hyper specific here. So again, the purple line is the distance between the moving averages. And whenever this purple line hits 1, it means that the top is in. So in our case, we want to sell 20% at 0.7. That's the 70 out of 100 in this case. So we sell 20% here, and then we sell 25% when it reaches 0.8, and then we sell 30% when it reaches 0.85, and then we sell everything when it reaches 0.9. So not at 1, because if it doesn't reach 1, if it maxes out at 9.2 maybe, and then starts going back down, at least we got our profits out. It's not worth to risk everything just to get the last couple of percents. It's just too risky. At least that's my thinking. This is just an example to give you an idea of at least what I think is the best way to exit the crypto market. You sell specific percentages at certain levels of indicators. So how do you formulate your exit strategy? Well, you begin by formulating your philosophy. That's just a set of beliefs and a principle. So I believe that altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. And my principle is that it's better to play it safe. And then I turn these beliefs and principles into statements. So my philosophy is that I trade altcoins to get more Bitcoin. I trade Bitcoin to get more fiat, and I want to cash out sooner rather than later. So this is built on my belief that altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. This is built on a belief that I think Bitcoin is going to go up in price. And this is based on the principle that it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's my philosophy, and I build my strategy based on that philosophy. If you've watched my altcoin cycle trading video, you know that I trade altcoins to get more Bitcoin. I don't care too much about the dollar price of altcoins. I just care about getting more Bitcoin. So I trade the altcoin seasons and Bitcoin seasons. I hold altcoins when they outperform, and then I sell them back to Bitcoin to get more Bitcoin. And then I trade Bitcoin to get more fiat. So I trade the market cycles. I want to buy during the accumulation phase at the end of the bear markets, and I want to sell as close to the top of the bull market as possible. So that's what this number 2 means. And I want to cash out sooner rather than later. So in practice, this means that I want to sell rather large percents of my portfolio at early stages. I don't want to wait till it reaches 95 and then start selling. I want to start selling at 70 because I want to cash out sooner rather than later. So you need to formulate your philosophy, and based on that philosophy, you need to formulate your strategy. Pick an indicator, pick some percentages at certain levels, and stick to them. For God's sakes, don't make this strategy and then get greedy and just skip the sell part. That's what most people did back in 2021. Most people just got stuck with their bags through the entire bear market. And don't let that happen again. So go ahead and formulate your philosophy. And based on that, you formulate your exit strategy using an indicator and selling gradually as this indicator closes in on 100 out of 100. Please like and subscribe so I can make this list of the top creators in the crypto space, and have a great day. Thank you for watching.